trying to prevent your photos from looking different when you export them, well, that's a slow troubleshooting journey, sort of like the Iliad and the Odyssey combined. Well, don't worry, because in today's video, we're gonna get it fixed. Hi everyone, and welcome to Pal to Tech. If you've ever exported your photo after you're finished editing, you may have noticed that the colors look different than what you saw while you were editing. So to understand why this is happening, you need to remember that a camera, a monitor, or any kind of digital device that displays or works with digital photos, they all see colors as a list of numbers. So for example, 25500 is red, and 02550 green, and 00255 is blue, and so forth. Yes, I am simplifying this a little bit. I know. Say you've got a photo like this one right here with a blue sky. What kind of blue? Is it deep, meaningful, dark blue? Is it washed out blue? So to answer that question, editing software and devices such as these, they rely on special dictionaries, much like this one that we use to reference words. Only for digital images, these dictionaries, they're called color profiles, and they're used to translate all these numbers into actual color. For example, see this photo here. As soon as I open it, your editing software sees this right here, and then it looks up the value in the color profile dictionary. Oh yeah, Ninja Turtle green. Got it. Now there are many color profiles all over the place, including right inside your Fujifilm camera. If you look in the IQ section under color space, you'll see them right here. And you've got the two most common, sRGB and Adobe RGB. And they're inside your editing software like Photoshop and Capture One. They're also inside your devices as well as right inside your computer's operating system. Now the most important thing to understand is this. Just like a regular dictionary, each color profile is not the same size. For example, have a look at this. Adobe's RGB profile contains more color space than the sRGB color profile. But for a lot of historical and technical reasons, the web and social media generally will use the sRGB profile. As I mentioned earlier, this is a massive topic for a single video. We are going to focus on one specific situation that causes a lot of confusion for people. So right here, I have the latest version of Photoshop open, and I'll open up this JPEG right here that I shot on the Fujifilm X-T5. And I had the camera set with the color space of Adobe RGB, just like that. If you go down in Photoshop right to the bottom right here, you can see where it says Adobe RGB. This is telling you that this photo, this JPEG from the Fujifilm camera, is using the Adobe RGB color dictionary or profile. However, what's not so obvious is that the space that I'm working in Photoshop is not Adobe RGB. It is sRGB. That's the dictionary, the color profile, that is less colors. And you can verify this by going to Edit, Color Settings, and have a look at this right here. Working space is sRGB. You see that right there? And for now, we're going to keep it that way because most people have that by default. But just know that already this is a mismatch. Now to save time, I'm just going to make one edit to the photo. I'll go ahead and just resize it to 1200 pixels. So I've resized my photo and now I'm going to export it. And we'll call this broken. Okay, I just exported it to my computer's desktop. Now, if I open it up in, like Preview or a web browser or anything, look at this right here. It's different. It's not matching. The color of the sky, completely different. It has a purplish cast to it. Ugh. Let's say I was going to view this photo on the web using, Chrome or Safari. Same problem. You see that? And it's not just blue sky that gets messed up. It's also skin tones as well. I mean, have a look at this. And the reason why this got so messed up is because this JPEG still has the Adobe RGB color space in it, right? And so it was saved that way. And that file, that exported file, when I brought it into Chrome or when I opened it up in Mac Preview or anything else I would have done with it, those apps or the device or however someone else looks at this photo was expecting to see a JPEG that had the sRGB color profile. Same photo, but the wrong dictionary. So let me show you how to prevent this problem. We're back in Photoshop, same thing. We're going to go ahead and export the file just like we did before. However, this time we are going to make sure that it's converted to sRGB and that the color profile is embedded with the photo, meaning that when the file's exported and it's going somewhere else, it's going to carry that dictionary with it and then have that as a reference to give to whatever is displaying it. I'll go ahead and export. I'll call this one fixed, save it on the desktop. Let's go ahead and open it up. And there we go. Have a look at that. Now the color profile matches. So sRGB color profile right inside the JPEG and sRGB color profile in whatever app like Chrome is viewing the JPEG. In other words, they match. But you don't want to have to think about this, right? I mean, you just want to edit, export, and not think at all, right? I mean, I don't want to think at all. So let me show you now how you can make a setting here where you never have to worry about this again. So to do that in Photoshop, you want to go up to Edit and go into the area that says Color Settings. And this is what most people will see because a lot of times this is the default in Photoshop. So what you want to do is go right here where it says Color Management Policies, RGB. Instead of Preserve Embedded Profiles, you don't want to preserve the Adobe RGB. You want to convert it to the working RGB. What is the working RGB? It's the profile that's active while you're making your edits, while you're judging the colors, while you're cropping, and that sort of thing. Now, as an optional item, you could check one of these boxes here. I don't like to do that, but I'm going to show you it because you might want this. And what I'll do is I'll tick the box that says ask when opening for a profile mismatch. And what this is going to do is if you open up a JPEG from, say, your Fujifilm camera that was shot in a different profile than the area and the space that you're using to edit, you're going to get a warning notice. You're going to be notified about this. Let me show you. I'll go ahead and click OK to save changes. I'll close this out. And now we'll go ahead and reopen the exact same Adobe RGB JPEG. Boom, I dropped it in. Oh, have a look at this right here. Here's our warning. Check it out. It's telling us, the color space that you're going to be editing in is a different color profile. It's sRGB than what this JPEG that came out of the camera, right? It's a different color profile. So what do you want to do about it? And generally it will pre-check this one, convert documents colors to the working space. Go ahead and click OK. And I'll do the same thing I did before. I'll go ahead and just resize the image just to make at least, one edit to it. But there's something new. Check this out right here. Look at this. Look. Right at the bottom, sRGB. You see that? And that's telling you that this JPEG, the one that you're editing and working on, is in fact using the sRGB color profile. And just like before, I will go ahead and export the image. And remember, I told you, just keep these two boxes checked and you should be good to go. I'll click Export. And if I go ahead and say, open it up in Chrome, we've got matching colors. You see that? So remember, you want to have the same color profile follow you from the camera into your editing software all the way through to your export right here. By the way, a quick aside, if you happen to be using the File Save for Web choice right here, and look at that, it doesn't match, right? Well, that's an easy fix too. You see where it says Preview Monitor Color? Change that to the document profile. You want to be looking at whatever the color profile the document, the JPEG is. And I would also tick this box and make sure Convert to sRGB is also ticked as well. Now, if you are exporting these files to print them, okay, as in print on paper and mount on wall somewhere, disregard what I said, and you need to be in touch with whomever is printing your photos, Professional Photo Lab, and they'll give you very specific directions on how to manage your color profile for printing. Now, for those of you that use Capture One, it does things a little differently. And the first thing that you need to know is that Capture One always embeds the color profile right in the JPEG at export time. Whereas Adobe gives you the choice whether or not to embed the color profile, Capture One always will. So here I've got the same straight out of camera JPEG right from the X-T5 where I shot with Adobe RGB, and you can see it right here from the file Adobe RGB. Let's say I'm going to export this photo for Instagram. I'll go ahead and click Export. And I open up the image. It looks the same. Perfect. No problem at all. Or is there? So let's take Instagram, for example. When you upload a JPEG to Instagram, the embedded color profile can be stripped out. Right now, if I look at the color profile from this exported photo, you can see that Capture One included Adobe RGB, which is the same color profile as the editing workspace I've been working in. And in theory, this is great, except when it isn't. And so when you have social media services like Instagram stripping out the color profile, it can cause a mismatch when it gets displayed. What I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to strip out the color profile. I'm going to pretend to be Instagram when you're uploading it. To do that, I'm going to open up a terminal window and just type a couple of commands here in the terminal and strip it away. Okay, I've just ripped out the color profile in the JPEG, just as a social media service might do. And you can take a look at it now in the reader. Have a look at this. It's gone. No profile at all. If I open it up, there we go. You see that? So here's what you need to do. At the time you go to export in Capture One, all you need to do is go down to where it says Export, Format, and Size and change the ICC profile to sRGB, just like that. And I'll export it just the same as before. I'll run a special terminal command to strip out the color profile. Let's take a look at the EXIF data. Yep, it's gone. Well, let's open it up. Have a look at this. Here's what it would look like if it's on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. The colors will match exactly what it looked like at the time you were editing. Just know that you want to have the color profile follow you along from the camera to the editing software to the exported JPEG. Well, anyhow, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found the video helpful or at least entertaining. And if you did, be sure to give it the like and subscribe. By the way, I redid my website. It's pal2tech.com. And I'm pretty proud that I built it myself. So have a look at it when you get a moment, and I'll see you in a new video next week. Take care.